Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, dear Minister, all the officials in the South African Police. I think it's very important that we convey a bit of a different message today, apart from the fact that we're activists, apart from the fact that we can see that South Africa is really crumbling under crime and economic hardship. It is very important that we stand together. And that means black, white, yellow, pink, Indian, whatever race or affiliation you are from. What we have seen repeatedly in Africa is that once the farmers go, you've got a problem. It's very much like the bees. Once you see less bees in nature, hopping from one plant to another, from one flower to another, then you find that nature is deteriorating. We are seeing wars all over the world, and we are seeing brother fighting brother. And we would like to assure Minister Beketsele and his whole team of officials, I don't know him personally, but respect to the men and the women in blue. We are fighting this fight together in South Africa. The more we reconcile, the more we will become a power that can be seen as a strength. There's only about 300,000 policemen or whatever, I don't know the exact number, to control a country of 65 and even more illegal immigrants coming to the country, using the mineral resources of our country. And it is very important that the message to the police is not one of opposition, one of reconciliation. That is one thing that I've spent a lot of time the past few years, especially since 2004, a message that we want to bring across. I think what we need to do is we need to go and stand and face the same direction as the police. And then when we do that in partnership, we can actually start attacking the problem that is not the police, but that is a government that has failed the people, you, me, and everybody. And as I go around with a message of reconciliation, where I speak to, as you know, I'm a great fan of President Zuma and some other people on the radical economic front, but on the other side as well, we have to say that we are in the first place a nation seeking reconciliation. We have to say in the first place that Afrikaners, Boere, farmers, everybody came to this country way back in 1652, but that should not be seen as something negative. A lot of us, a lot of the farmers has done great work in this country, but we must also admit that we've made many mistakes. During apartheid, we have trampled on people's rights. We did make many mistakes, especially towards farm workers. We were treating them as slaves. And for that, we must apologize. And it should not be even words anymore. It should be coming from the heart of a person, not only going to Bellard to say that we are sorry. I've recently spoken to Minister Beketsele in a restaurant, by the way, because as you know, I am seen as one of the biggest crooks, boereverneker as it's called. And the reason I've chosen the route I have chosen is because we will never solve any problem in South Africa unless we solve the economic problems. And as part of the economic problems is 9% of the gross domestic product comes from the farmers. But we had 70,000 farmers at the time that we started in 1994. We've got 28,000 farmers left. A part of that is the fear of what they're doing. But another part is also that the transfer of skills are not taking place as it should be. Even if we want to agree on land redistribution. Even if we want to understand certain things, we have to also look at the reality of some of the black and our brown brothers are put onto farms where they do not have the necessary skills. So we are guilty in the fact that we have opposed. We have also done this through the history. We have been opposition to ones that should be our friends. We are a majority Christian nation. I want to touch on that. Even Minister Beketsele and his police believe in Yahweh, the God that created you and me. And therefore, what binds together is more important than what divides us. I understand the voice of activism. I understand the voice of listen, wake up, we've got a problem, as maybe some of the people in Russia and Ukraine has said. Terrible things are happening to our country, and I'm sure the police have their hands full. If we look at what has happened at Luatla, what happens to infrastructure all over, it is time that black and white and yellow take hands and support the police and be not their enemy. But the first stance is to put the mineral wealth and the mines in the hands of the people. One of the first things that should happen is that we should nationalize the governor of the Reserve Bank. We should understand that we cannot be ruled by just a few mafia people from Stellenbosch. Whether they are white or black, or whether there's a new generation of elite, the people must rule. The people must rule. It was never wrong when they said, Mandla, Amandla. The people must rule. I want you to understand, police. I want you to understand, dear brothers and sisters, that there's a different kind of Afrikaner standing up today. Yes, we understand there's Boere on the extreme right, like we've got Julius Malema on the extreme left. But the bulk of us, 70% of our people, are a peaceful people that would like to build this country together. Black, white, Indian, yellow, doesn't matter what color. We are all children of the living God. We have got no right to fight one another. The fight is for God to fight and not for us. And therefore, I am very, very sorry that AfriForum did not approve this specific get-together. But we need to pray. We need to pray for people in AfriForum because they are lost. They are lost. In the process, to build another white country or enclave is not going to help us. What we need to do is respect one another's identity. Me and you getting together. And it is time that we start the debate, brother. The debate. I would like to support you in your business. Because if I support you in your business, and yes, can we please hand this man 5,000 Rand for his business just to buy more stock? Would you kindly get that together for me? I would like to bless him with 5,000 Rand stock. We need to bless our people on the street. We need to bless not those standing at the robots, but those that would like to make a change in this country, however difficult, my brother. And believe me, I've been on the street in the year 2000 for 9 months. I've been disillusioned with life, with the old system, with 12 years in the financial world. And I went to the street deliberately. I wanted to be there. I wanted to feel what it is to be poor. Because if you haven't been poor, you can't speak to poor people. You can't preach to them, because the Bible even says, if I say to you, just you proclaim your need, and I come and I say to you, just get warm, brother, and very often we've chased one another away. And I felt on the street what it is to be chased away. And today, my heart is with the poor people. Forget the guys in Stellenbosch. Forget the guys that rule our country together with Ramaphosa. It is time that the people rule, and it is the time that the people say, enough is enough. We will not divide. We will not be divided and conquered. We will stand together, black, white, yellow. We will stand behind the Minister of Police. We will stand behind all these great women. Please understand, all of them are not corrupt. There's about 5% of all the boere and the farmers that is corrupt. 5%. I can't even speak to them. You can't even talk to them. All they want to do is fight and have a war. Now, I laugh at all my Afrikaans brothers that wants to take up the arm. They will just be there, more or less there, and then the police will massacre them and there will be nothing left. They must understand, they don't have the force behind them. You have the force behind them. So let's take hands. And that is the message. And that is why I went to President Zuma. And that is why I became his brother. Not to fight the police, not to fight the regime, but to say we need a president for the people. We need a president for the people, for the farmers, for the black and the white. And I do understand that a lot of people, and that's why AfriForum is not here today, they will be bankrupt within 5 years. This is my prophecy, because there's a new nation, there's a new Afrikaner, there's a new Boer standing up that says, this is our country. I've been here 400 years. My ancestor came in from Germany and married Petronella, Kroto's daughter, in 1662. Okay, she was a prostitute. You can see some of that in me. All right. A translator for Jan van Riebeeck. You can see I am a prostitute. You understand? We are all prostitutes, but we can be saved by the one Savior, Jesus Christ. And He can mend us together. He can put us over a blanket. And instead of you standing there with those things, you can come and sit around the table with us. I would like to invite the police. There will be no violence. No violence. When the Boers get moving, we will tell our brothers to walk away from violence. We must go back to Blood River. We must wash our weapons. We must wash our swords. This is what we need to do. This is the new South Africa. We cannot be separated any longer. Minister Beketsele, all officials, brigadiers, captains, we are on your side. You will see that this is not only white people here, black people. Unfortunately, the buses were stopped by the EFF, and I will speak to Dali Mpofu that I see every second week. I will speak to Dali Mpofu, and I will see Dali. Oh, please, you know what? We cannot afford the radical right or the radical left. We are a peaceful people. Don't stop people to come and protest peacefully. Nonetheless, in Namakwaland, I work with Bartman from the EFF. In Namakwaland, where we work with the big mines, where I'm taking over Rupert's mines and all those for the people. We are putting 300 people on the bedrock of the diamonds on the 1st of November. Then 3 months later, another 300. You must understand, Namakwaland has got 95% unemployment, whilst the average in South Africa is 33 to 35%. That is the ratio. We must wake up to the reality. It is not about fighting one another. There's not enough for all of us. There's too much for the 1% in South Africa. And that 1% must be divided. Then we can have 1.7 million rand each. Each citizen can have 1.7 million rand if we stand together and work this country together. Have you given this man his 5,000 rand? Please, Hein, bring the man his 5,000 rand. And if there's hawkers on the street and you need my help, my name is Liebenberg. I'm your brother. Awethu. Amandla.